Hey guys, I know it's been forever since I made a video, but I wasn't going to sit there and regurgitate the same shit over and over and over. So I decided I was just going to wait until Making a Murderer 2 came out, and then we would get right down to it. So if you want to find me on Facebook, I still have Making a Murderer Uncensored. I'm also moderating Free Stephen Avery. I don't know what happened to the admins of that group, but if you're still around, say something. So, and I'm also moderating a group, this girl named Sarah, about true crime. I'm going to link it below. I'll link all the links below. So, I watched most of MAM yet. I have not watched the whole thing. What I can tell you is that if you haven't seen it yet, you probably don't want to watch this video yet because there are some spoilers in certain episodes. I'm not going in order. I'm also not covering the entire 10 episodes in this one video. What I will say, though, is Zellner's experts did a phenomenal job. Any guilter that thinks he's still guilty after seriously watching this, she didn't do theatrics. She didn't do anything like in the first MAM where it seemed like it was a bit theatrical. Everything was done beautifully. It was very scientific. It was just a great, like, watching her. It was just awesome. On the flip side, my two favorite lawyers of this entire process are Brendan's lawyers. They have so much passion for what they're doing that you can't not respect them. And honestly, they are just so... They were just awesome. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Just fucking awesome. So let me start with... I'm going to get right down to it. I know you guys say I talk too much, so... I'm going to get right down to it. Kratz, I wanted to, just hearing his voice made me cringe, like literally cringe. I can't handle the man. I just can't. His lies, his arrogance, his voice, it's just, it makes my skin crawl. I'm not going to lie. It just makes my skin crawl. I don't know where to start because, like, I don't want to jump around too much, so I'm just going to cover... I'll start with the beginning. So, one of Teresa's college friends kind of summed up the whole prosecution, and it drove me nuts. I forgot his name, I didn't write his name, but he was featured in the first two episodes, and one of the very first things he said was that it doesn't even matter if they're innocent. It doesn't even matter if things were planted. It matters. No, this doesn't matter. You know, as long as they're behind bars. No, that is not how our justice system is set up. You can't say, well, it doesn't matter if things were planted, or it doesn't matter if they didn't do this right. Yes, it does matter. And that is the entire problem with this whole fucking case. It does matter. There is no, oh, it doesn't matter. Or, well, even Kratz, who's a prosecutor, he's a lawyer, or a supposed lawyer. He takes an ethical oath to be ethical. He takes an oath that it does matter if something is planted. It does matter. It even if one piece of it is planted, you know what that means? That the entire case is null and void. If you don't want something out on a technicality, then don't fuck it up in the first place. It just, I couldn't believe how much of that I was hearing. It was so frustrating because our justice system, and I've had videos about this before, obviously some people aren't watching, but you can't take one thing and say it doesn't matter. Our justice system is set up in a way that you can get out on a technicality. So make sure that if you're a cop, you dot every I and you cross every T. Our justice system is set up that you can't just break the rules because you feel like breaking them, because at the end of the day, it's all going to fit together. No, that's not how it's set up. And you shouldn't live like that. And you shouldn't prosecute like that. Every single thing does matter. So that really bothered me. Um, Another thing that really hit me, I know a lot of you guys think I'm like the biggest bitch in the world, but I'm not. I really do have a heart. Mama and Papa Avery got to me. It was so heart-wrenching to see how old they are, how they are most likely never going to see their son out of jail. I'm almost 48, and Steven's only a couple of years older than me. I couldn't even imagine missing, 28 years of my life? I can't even comprehend 28 years of my life. I can't even remember 28 years ago. But seriously, I couldn't even comprehend that. And my dad's been dead for 4 years now. It feels like a lifetime, let alone 28 years. It's just incomprehensible to me. What another point that I want to point out is that Zellner said it, and I'm glad she said it, because when I said it, I heard a lot of shit for it, and I'm okay with that. But I told you guys, Buting and Strang sucked. I don't know why it took Zellner to tell you for the red flag to be like, gee, maybe she's right. I've been saying this since day one. They sucked. Now, what Zellner pointed out was they sucked even more than I thought they sucked to begin with. So I was watching it like, well, yep, check that one off. I knew that. They're fucking morons. What bothered me in a synopsis of the whole thing is that Steven and Brendan did not do this. And everyone talks about like Kratz's press conference and how bad it was and how horrible his press conference was. And it was, don't get me wrong. But why is Schimmel and everybody keep using, Teresa's family? I get that, but they didn't fucking kill her. And the evidence shows that they didn't kill her. So stop trying to pull the strings on everybody's hearts about poor Teresa. Yes, it is poor Teresa, but find the real killer. Don't set up Steven Avery so her real killer isn't even out. Her real killer is still out there. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is the part of what's happening that I can't for the life of me understand. You want to sit there and say, poor Teresa, but yet, my dog's about to go crazy, but yet, you never found her real killer, ever. That's the loophole in this that if I was Teresa's family, I would be freaking out that, you know what? The real killer was never found. We want the truth because my daughter, my sister, my cousin, she deserves the truth. Teresa deserves the truth, and her family deserves the truth. None of this, even if they're innocent, it doesn't matter, or, they're away. Another thing I noticed, which irked me to no end, is that the judge, I think it was Fox, who did Brendan's trial, at sentencing, Michael Halbach had said, put this murderer away and put this, person away, and he's a murderer and a rapist. Guess what? If you watch episode 3, this motherfucker laughed. The judge tried to do it inconspicuously, but you saw him with a smile. Why would a judge smile? Like, it just goes to show the whole fucking corruption. Believe me, I haven't even started on any episode yet. I'm just giving you the overall first. I'm already at almost 10 minutes. But I'm going to do an episode a day. I'm actually probably going to do a bunch of videos tonight, because it's still fresh. So if you see me in video wearing the same clothes, you know why. Another thing that I caught is that Bobby in episode 9, is either episode 9 or 10. I didn't watch all of 10. I only watched like a quarter of it. But Bobby says to somebody, I don't even remember who, that's how fried my brain is. I don't remember who he said it to, but he said something along the lines of, she's just blaming everybody. Guess what? Zellner didn't blame anybody. The only person Zellner blamed was Bobby and Scott. She has not named anyone else. She has not blamed anyone else. She specifically, spoiler alert, she specifically called out Bobby and Scott in Making a Murderer 2. No one else named. She said exactly what I said about Ryan, is that yes, he was a person of interest, but Ryan was nothing more than somebody involved in the cover-up. Bam. Where have you guys heard that before? But Scott and Bobby, again, where have you heard that before? There was a point, I think it was episode 5, I actually really felt bad for Barbara. I did. I honestly and truly did. I know the words never came out. In the first, 7 episodes, you really kind of like Scott. Like, he seems like a nice guy. Then everything unfolds. And then Zellner comes to her theory in episode 9 about what happened. And now you're like, that fucking asshole. And then, of course, spoiler alert, in number 10, in episode 10, the beginning, like I said, I haven't seen the whole thing, but in episode 10, she fucking posts that phone call. Oh my God. To hear it again was like, wow. So since we're going to 11 minutes, I'm going to cut this now. I'm going to do another one following. I'll probably post it tonight, and that's where I'm going to get into the episodes. But I just wanted to give you guys an overall, show my face again. I am back. And that's it. I'm also covering Chris Watts. I'll have videos covering that as well. Don't forget, I'm going to link the videos below. And that's it. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out my other videos. Like I said, I'm back in full force. Haters keep hating. I really don't care. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And stay tuned for the next video. Peace out.